Now, some former governors this week took the opportunity of management economist Professor Patu Tomi's birthday celebrations to call for more powers for state governors to effectively tackle the security challenges in their respective states. Former governors Peter Obi, Aminu Tambuwal, and Victor Atta collectively held that at the moment, much more needs to be done to make state governors the centerpiece and focal point of security engineering in their different states. Well, Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss the call to give more powers to governors to enable them to tackle insecurity and how that could be achieved. Good afternoon, Mr. Sobowale. Warm welcome to the program, as always. Right, we've spoken time and time again about federalism and true federalism on this program, but what I want to take from this excerpt, from the experiences of these governors, was the fact that it seemed each president had their own leadership style based on what these governors shared as their personal experiences in office. My question to you, do you think that this is something that should be constitutionalized, or do you think we should give presidents of Nigeria the opportunity to use their own stylistic judgment when it comes to how much power they are allowing each of their governors to have?
Your question is the nail. Is the nail on the head. Straightforward. You see, even from the discussion at that book launch, you see that people are talking pragmatic politics. They mention the leadership styles of Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, and obviously they're asking the present leadership to learn from that. But you see, I read a book where somebody said Nigerian governors are like emperors. Get me? But now they are becoming naked emperors or toothless emperors. Because the primary duty of a governor is to guarantee the life and safety of life and property of the citizens who elected him. He did not get there by hereditary injunction or whatever. He was elected at the ballot box. So it should hold responsibility to those people. I think it's a leadership matter, like I think Tambuwal said. So it's a leadership. If you are sufficiently concerned with the security of your people, you will take measures. You will collaborate even with the devil, if possible, to make sure that they are okay. That was what Obi said when he was governor. He said he had the ear and backing of Obasanjo. That it was not a matter of I'm governor. It's a federalism, all right. It's not a master-servant relationship. A federation is a collection of equal states with the center providing leadership. Because he said he had the ears of Obasanjo, that he asked for some DPOs to be removed, and they were removed and replaced. And he was able to secure his people. That's a very good example. Tambuwal too gave another example, that you see, they closed the border between the state and Niger, and nobody told him anything. You get me? So it's a matter of leadership style. And you see, Nigerians love to accrue power to themselves without. See, if you have power, you must diffuse it to the people around you, so they can feel secure. People are not feeling secure in Nigeria now. It's not even an exaggeration. Even the protests that happened, the protests are nothing, just Niger, just 2 states. And see what that governor did, as we discussed yesterday. He said they discovered some people were trying to sabotage the effort to bring food to the state, but they put their hands to the ground, they got wind of it, and they stopped it. The army should do that. All governors should do that. You see, you are governor. That was the selling point of the Amotekun policy of the late governor of Ondo State. You see, everybody is scampering now. But they don't need to be killing people. You don't have people being taken to refugee camps, literally, before you start to act. Each area has its peculiar security challenges. Let the governor sit on it. But the governors here love the paraphernalia of office, the aggrandizement of power, the show, without being able. Because now, to me, they are impotent people, if hoodlums, bandits, you get me? are killing your people, and you have a paraphernalia of power without dispensing it, disbursing it, so that, because I will define government again. A government is any government that that persistently upholds a claim to the legitimate use of physical force in ensuring its rule between a given territorial area. So if bandits have more power than the governor, the bandits have become governor of the place. So there is no democracy. That must not happen. There must be federalism. You see, this is an informal way of dealing with people. I'm sure if so far Tinubu has literally given every governor authority to deal with what's on the ground, but nobody will take a governor to court for running after bandits and securing farms for people to go and work and bring food up for all of us. So to me, it is a matter of leadership. Somebody said that we need leadership that is radical, visionary, proactive, and forward-looking. Let's hope our governors give us such leadership.
Well, to your point, Mr. Sobowale, those who are also supporting are saying that the governors are more in touch with what's going on in their states, hence this will lead to localized solutions. But they're also stating that balance is key because governance mechanisms need to remain in order to prevent abuse of powers. I'm just wondering what you think that should entail.
You see, that fear is unfounded. And that is what pragmatic politics is all about. You can't behave like the proverbial cat that wants to eat fish in the pond without getting its paws wet. You have to start from somewhere. And this is what I'm saying, that it is pragmatic politics. You see, the Constitution is there, but the Constitution, the letter of the Constitution, you get me, differs from the way the Constitution works out. You get me? It is written in black out. It is static. It's when human beings interpret it that matters. That was why I mentioned the Obi example. That's why I mentioned the Sobowale example. And that's why I mentioned the issue of Niger president. You see, even without being in politics, if you work in an establishment, you know your authority, you know your expenditure limit, but you can anticipate that this thing is over me. But well, when a guy comes, he will approve it for me, but let me do it. But you anticipate your boss well. But now I'm talking of leadership. You cannot say because the president is there, you are afraid to go and talk to the president when they are killing your people. That's irrational. That's irrational. So what is important is the type of leadership in that governorship, in that state, and its capability and vision to be able, and commitment to see that the safety of life and property is first consideration. That is why the lead governor of Ondo State will always be my favorite governor for a long time. Yes.
Mr. Sobowale, this standoff is recurring. This conversation
Why are you calling it a standoff?
It's a standoff because you have a group of people who are continuously calling for, true federalism and restructuring, if I may call it that.
Yes.
And, we're not seeing any movement in that direction. So,
no, we are talking of security now. You see, we are talking of, let the governors secure their homelands. Let them secure their states. You get me? There is no standoff. This is pragmatic politics. Has any governor complained to you that the federal government has not allowed him to do this or that? Well, they are in charge. They have the security vote. What are they doing with it? You see, you forced me again to go to the American example. Texas versus the Biden government. Securing border. Texas is near to the place. The governor is saying that his primary responsibility is to protect his people. Do you get me now? And they put barbed wires here. The government was cutting it. They went to court. The federal government ruled in favor of the government, but the Supreme Court can be very wise too. He stopped them from cutting the wire, but he did not stop the state from building more wires. That's pragmatism. He even went further. This Texas governor, he shipped some migrants who came in to some states that are democratic, New York and all that. They are shipping people there, And those ones who are housing, housing them in hotels. Whereas they have people, homeless people, walking around. And see, that's why the problem will tell you, if you go to New York now, there's lawlessness, that the illegal migrants beat up policemen. And when they put them in police, because the law of the place, they allow people to go out without bail. That's federalism. You get me? That's work, government at work. So there's no face-off. That's the nature of government. I have my territory, you have your powers, I have my powers. Let's cooperate to make things work. And if we do not, go to court.
Of course, Mr. Sobowale, I'm sure I'm definitely with you on the fact that you say we're at a point where even if you need to partner with the devil to...
So I'm speaking of environment.
But those who, some critics are still saying that those who aren't in support of this think that it might also constitute a distraction to the governors when it comes to actually performing their socio-economic development duties. What do you think about that?
What do I think? How can you have economic development if you have security? Do you get it? How do you bring investment to your state when people know that they will close their factory? If they have farmlands, they will destroy their crops and all that. So security is paramount first. And how do you do security? You lose the DPO in your area, you use maybe you have a location, you liaise with the commanders to help you secure your area. That is just it. Without security, there can't be any economic development. So I don't see any dispute. See, I'm talking of pragmatic leadership. And when you are pragmatic, you don't go by the textbook alone. You get me? You use formal and informal means. And to use your favorite expression, kinetic and
non-kinetic.
Mr. Sobowale, presidential system, is it the root of our problems?
No way.
Very quickly. Yeah.
No way. You see, we are learning from it. Although we were not brought up by the colonial masters on that. We are practicing parliamentary democracy. But you know the soldiers, they intervened. Soldiers is hierarchical. They love authority. Authority must flow from bottom, and they are very status conscious. So they love the idea of the presidential system. They never thought they would leave power or that democracy will come and sweep them out. Although now they have changed uniform into Agbada. You get me? We have a highly militarized political system. You know that. Yeah. Some of them have been president civilian, president military. See, that's the nature of home politics. It's the evolution, metamorphosis of sorts. You will see that in the US. You will see that.
Oh, thank you.
Let's enjoy our system as it is.
Thank you for we call it a kinetic or non-kinetic analysis. This one was kinetic, but it was lovely and thorough. Thank you so much, Mr. Dayo Sobowale, Rise News Analyst. We appreciate your time as always.